All right, if everybody go ahead and take your seats, we'll get this thing started. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Specialist Spears. Today, I'm going to be giving you an unclassified brief on leader development. Leader development refers to the activities that improve the skills, abilities, and confidence of leaders. We're going to go over the non-commissioned officer education system, the non-commissioned officer development program, the 3 pillars of leader development, and why leader development starts at the unit. All this can be referenced in FM 6-22, and everything on this whiteboard is also in the handout underneath your chairs if you wish to follow along like that. The non-commissioned officer education system is comprised of 6 schools: the basic leader course, advanced leader course, senior leader course, first sergeant academy, sergeant major academy, and the command sergeant major academy. And each one of these schools is a stepping stone to develop yourself higher and higher as a leader in the Army. The basic leader course is going to be your first step. This is going to give you the basic developmental skills you need as a sergeant to be a team leader in order to be able to lead a team of soldiers effectively. The next school is the advanced leader course. The advanced leader course is going to be your step from sergeant to staff sergeant, and it's also going to give you the developmental skills in order to become a squad leader instead of just a team leader. It's also an MOS specific course, so whenever you go to ALC, the advanced leader course, you're going to be with other people of your same MOS, and it's also going to give you the technical knowledge and developmental skills that you need in order to be that good squad leader. Next, you have the senior leader course, and this is the step between staff sergeant and sergeant first class. It's going to give you the developmental skills in order to become a platoon sergeant. So instead of just being a team leader or a squad leader, this is where you get the skills you need to have in order to lead an entire platoon of soldiers. It's going to develop you into the figure that your team leaders and squad leaders look up to. Next, you're going to have your first sergeant academy. This is going to give you the skills in order to become a leader of a company. It's going to give you the skills that you need in order to become the most senior ranking enlisted personnel in a company format. After the first sergeant academy, you got the sergeant major academy, and this is where you're going to develop the skills in order to be an operations sergeant major for like a battalion or a brigade or even higher. And after the sergeant major academy, you have the command sergeant major academy. And this is going to give you the skills. It's going to develop you into the leader of a battalion, brigade, division, or even higher, all the way up to the sergeant major of the Army. Next, we're going to move into the non-commissioned officer development program. This is normally led by the highest ranking enlisted person in your unit, so most likely your first sergeant. And this is where you're going to develop your skills in order to gain higher responsibility. This is like the stepping stone between, for a team leader, this is where you're going to get the skills that you're going to need to go to the next step, as this is like the middle of the road between BLC and ALC for that team leader. It's going to get them ready to go to ALC in order to succeed at that school. You're going to start to hone your skills here. You're going to develop your agile and flexible NCOs that can accomplish any mission you need them to without having the hassle of having to worry about that individual. You're also going to start to include your senior specialists and that are in team leader roles in your NCO DPs in order to hone their skills into becoming that team leader and to get them ready and developed in order to go to BLC and make that next step into becoming a sergeant. Next, we're going to go into the 3 pillars of leader development: institutional training, operational assignments, and self-development. Institutional training is going to be your NCOES schools, your BLC, ALC, SLC, so on and so forth. Also, it's going to be your schools such as Airborne, Air Assault, Rappel Master, UPL, stuff, the training that you need in order to help train other soldiers and develop them into the leaders of tomorrow. Your operational assignments are going to be like your DA selected schools or volunteer schools, such as drill sergeant or instructor at a AIT or an RTI. It's going to be your recruiters and stuff like that. It's going to be the instructors for the institutional training. And this is going to give you the skills further down the line in order for you to help better develop soldiers. Self-development is going to be your distance learning courses, DLC 1, DLC 2, your correspondence courses, your civilian education. This is the self-development. So you giving your own initiative to develop yourself to become a better leader, making yourself better without somebody else having to tell you to do it. All right, we're going to go ahead and go on to leader development starts at the unit. Leader development starting at the unit is probably the most important one on the board to me, because this is what keeps the entire Army going. The leader development at the unit is where you start to plan and prepare your soldiers for their future and finishing the cycle. So what you want to do is you want to develop your subordinates to take your place, such as the hip pocket training and the developmental counselings. You're wanting to give them all of the steps and the knowledge and everything that they need in order to become a leader, and how to develop them into a leader in order to fill your shoes one day. Because if you don't develop somebody to fill your shoes, then the cycle's going to end, and it's going to be the death of the Army. You have to always train the next generation in order to take your shoes the way that the generation before you trained you to fill their shoes. You want to give these soldiers the guidance that they need in order to develop into the team leader that you are now. And this is, it can be as simple as hip pocket training. Hip pocket training is a very good developmental skill in order to get that soldier ready for the next level. And like I said earlier, develop subordinates to take your place as a leader. That was said by Command Sergeant Major Greca. And this is imperative to the Army in order to keep the cycle going and always keep the leader ahead, developing the leader behind the person behind them to fill their shoes in order to keep the cycle going and to keep the Army moving. All right, well, do I have any questions on my brief? Like I said earlier, leader development refers to activities that improve the skills, abilities, and confidence of leaders. We went over the non-commissioned officer education system and the 6 schools it's comprised of. We went over the non-commissioned officer development program. We went over the 3 pillars of leader development. And we went over why leader development starts at the unit. I'll ask again if there's any questions. All right, well, if there's no questions, this concludes my brief. Thank you very much, and have a good day.